time for the Soulful Psalm segment of Beacon of Truth. The Soulful Psalms is we take one of the Psalms from the Book of Sung Praises, the wisdom literature of the Old Testament, and we connect that Psalm to your everyday lived experience. We hear these Psalms in every Mass, and we should be reflecting on how the Psalms connect with us in that liturgical experience, and that's what we try to do on this show. So we're going to be continuing our look at Psalm 74. So Psalm 74 is in book 3 of the Psalms. So 1 to 41 is book 1, 42 to 72. Psalm 73 to 89 is in book 3. Psalm 73 to 83 are by Asaph. So Asaph means gather in Hebrew. And so this one, the prescript is very simple. Maskil ha-Asaph. So maskil means enlightened one or scholar. But again, when it's used in the prescripts or superscripts of the Psalms, we don't exactly know, like michtam or maskil. We know what they mean now, but the sense of what they meant back at the time these Psalms were written, we're not exactly sure. So maskil ha-Asaph. And Asaph started off this psalm, "Why, O God, have you cast us off forever? Why does your anger blaze at the sheep of your pasture?" So this was probably written during one of the persecutions of the Israelites. And so we're going to dive in at verse 18. "Remember this, O Lord," the enemy scoffed. "A senseless people insulted your name. Do not give the soul of your dove to the beasts, nor forget the life of your poor ones forever." So Asaph is beseeching the Lord here. Look, the enemy is making fun of you, Lord. In fact, when they're mocking us and persecuting us, they're actually mocking you, Lord. Right? They're mocking you. They're mocking your holy name. "Do not give the soul of your dove to the beast." I love this imagery of the dove, because we see that, of course, we see the dove in the Old Testament bringing the olive branch to Noah, showing that the water's receding. We also see the Holy Spirit in the form of a dove descending on Jesus at the baptism at the Jordan, and today is Thursday, right? So that's the first luminous mystery, baptism at the Jordan. And so this idea of the dove, don't give over your people, the spirit of your people, to the enemy, Lord. A senseless people insult your name, nor forget the life of the poor ones forever. Don't forget about us, Lord, because it's easy to feel that when we're going through something difficult, that the Lord is not there. But we know the Lord is always there for us, and Asaph is beseeching the Lord. Then it says, "Look to the covenant." Look to the covenant. Remember your promise that we put ourselves under a curse, right? When you make an oath, it's called shavat in Hebrew. It means to seven yourself, right? To seven oneself, to make a covenant, to swear an oath. Remember the covenant that you made with us and we made with you. "Each cave in the land is a place where violence makes its home." So this culture is going into almost every crack and crevice of our life, Lord. And we see that in our culture today. Almost every aspect of our life, television, media, entertainment, all that kind of stuff, sports, social media is all inundated with these cultural influences. And we have to, not saying that we shy away from being in those places, but we have to show the influence of the living God in those places, in social media, in the internet, and all those different places of influence. "Do not let the oppressed be put to shame, but let the poor and the needy bless your name." I love that. So both in the previous few verses, he refers to himself as the poor or the poor ones, the poor and the needy. Not just the materially poor and needy, but those who are poor in spirit, right? Those who need the love of God to lift them up, to bring them to a place of peace and of blessing and fulfillment. That's what Asaph is asking for here. So this is an important lesson for us. We also enter into a covenant relationship with God at our baptism, right? We talked about the dove and Jesus being baptized. We also enter this covenant relationship with the Lord. And even now that covenant relationship is being tested, is being tried, is being pummeled by more relativism and subjectivism and this individual way of thinking of our culture. When those things are beating, it's like a storm. We have the ship, we're on the ship, and the storm is battering us. The Lord is going to steer us. He's the captain guiding the ship. and He's going to lead us from this place of darkness into His incredible light.
For more on the Psalms with Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers, check out Beacon of Truth weekdays at 4 p.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio and streaming everywhere you listen to podcasts.